Hello everybody, PJ here. Today I'm working on a 2019 Renault Master van and I'm going to be fitting a dash cam into the vehicle. Front one obviously, it's a van, there you go. First things first, you are going to need a fitting kit ideally. One like this would be fine. Obviously other brands, make sure you get the right connector on the end, that's important. In this fitting kit you get a selection of parts which include, just get all the bits and bobs here for you. A replacement power cable, which I can see the ends of it. This one has a mini USB on the end. Obviously your dash cam may vary, so make sure you get one with the right connection. Most are mini USB, so these are pretty generic. And then it terminates on the other end with a black wire for earth, chassis earth, and a power wire to go to the fuse box, which terminates in a bullet connector. It also comes with a ferrite filter which wraps around the power cable right near the top, and this is to help suppress interference with DAB radios. However, it is very limited success rate. A lot of cameras aren't shielded too well. The DAB filters fit like so. They open up, or the ferrite filters rather, they're on a little hinge, clicks at the top there. Open it up, put your cable round it, through it and back round it again. So wrap it round it and then snap shut to end up with that. There we go, nice and simple job. Also in the packaging you will get some fuse spurs. We don't need this larger one. This larger one's for commercial vehicles, some Mercedes etc, and older cars, so we won't be needing that. This Renault van is on a mini blade fuse, which is this type. Get that to focus, struggling to focus today, there we go. 2 or 3 amp normally runs a camera, and what this does is basically convert one socket in your fuse box to 2 sockets. So this fuse here runs your camera, and the fuse you pull out of your fuse box will go in here to run the original circuit. This then plugs into the red power cable on the lead. So like I was saying earlier, the red power cable on the lead has a bayonet that goes in there, so they connect together. Now before following this video guide, I just need to point out that I am held no way liable or responsible for any injury to yourself or damage to your vehicle. So with that out of the way, first things first, where's the fuse box? Well, on a brand new one of these, and this one literally is brand new, it's like in the dealer still, fuse box is here. Nice and easy to get to, and they even provide a little guide on the back telling you what they all do. Now we're going to be using an ignition switched live, an accessory one, so nothing that works like ABS or airbags or anything like that. We now need to prepare our power cable to go up above the headlining of the vehicle. Now what I normally do is get 2 or 3 cable ties and basically put them around the power cable at various intervals, like so. Now the reason I do this is because obviously your power cable is going to be tucked up above your headlining. If we had perfectly smooth roads you wouldn't need to do this, but being in England especially, we have lovely potholes everywhere. Now if you want to be driving along, hit a pothole and all of a sudden your power cable just starts dangling down in front of your window screen, yeah? So basically this bulks the cable out a bit to give it a bit of grip up there. Like I say, you don't want it dropping down in front of you. I've had so many people that have said, oh, my power cable's drooping down, what can I do? Well, just do something simple like this, yeah? Once you've snipped it, this is another quick tip, you will notice the edge of a cable tie can be quite sharp. Well, the headline is only made of like a cloth fibre substance, you don't want it rubbing it on the inside, so just cover it in some electrical tape, just pack it out so it's nice and smooth and it's not going to damage the inside of the headlining. Next up, just ease it with your fingers and start tucking it up above the headlining. So with your camera at the top, you'll find a little dint in the headlining, and it's basically, if the vehicle's fitted with the rear view mirror, that's where it comes down from. It's ideal to put your cable through and down to your mirror. But yeah, run it all the way along the edge, like so, all the way along until you get to here, this corner. And then what we're going to do is pop this corner panel off a little bit. To pop trim panels off, it's handy to have one of these. This is a trim removal tool. These are about £1 to £2 off eBay or Amazon, and they basically save you damaging any trim panels on the car or the van. If you use a screwdriver, for example, you are going to put little tiny dints in the plastic and make it look a mess. We don't want to do that. We're looking for a factory fitted finish without any damage to the vehicle. So either invest in one of these, you can get them from all the local car shops as well, of course, or any plastic leverage tool or plastic scraper type thing will do the job. But yeah, we're going to pop this behind that pillar trim and just lever the top bit of it away slightly. So with the door open, sorry about the background noise guys, get your rubber seal, pull that off, and then you can quite easily just pop that away, look. Nice and easy on this, no airbag behind it, so we can just pop the cable round and all the way down the side here until we get to the dashboard. Hide it away, tuck it in there. When you get to this corner, all you're going to do is get your leverage tool again. These can be quite tight if it's brand new. It'll pop, there we go. Take the hand panel off, put that safely to one side. We can now access a bolt or two, take your pick, and use one of those as an earth. So we're going to take this 13mm bolt out and use this as an earthing point. Don't worry, dashboard won't go anywhere, it's held in by quite a lot of other things, another bolt for a start. There we go, take that out, we're going to use that one, as I say, as an earthing point. There's our earthing cable on the bolt. What we've done is put a ring terminal on the end of the earthing cable for a better mount, don't like those little flimsy horseshoe ones, and then a nice big washer behind it so it sandwiches correctly when we screw it back in. Next up, we're going to be testing the power side of things. So I've got my multimeter here. You could also use a test probe screwdriver, one of them things that lights up when it senses voltage. With your ignition off, earth your earthing point out of the way there. There we go. And then get your positive. And what we're going to be doing here is, like I say, an accessory fuse. So this 15 amp here, which is the cigarette lighter fuse on this vehicle. Like I say, there is a guide on the inside of the cover. Pop that onto the top, if I can get you to focus. Really struggling with focus today, it's a damp, cold day. Very miserable, and it's clogging up my lens. So there we go, pop that on top of the little shiny bit. 0 voltage with the ignition on. If we turn the ignition on, that will register 12.5 volts, or thereabouts. So let's test it again now with the ignition on. Touch the probe onto the top of the fuse. 12.10, brand new vehicle, been in storage, so voltage can be up and down a little bit anyway. So we're now going to turn the ignition off and take the blue fuse 15 amp one out. There we go. There's the fuse mounted in your fuse spur, so that runs the original circuit. Make sure you do test your own fuse box, guys, with a multimeter or whatever, because vehicle specification and country of origin where it's sold is going to make some changes to that fuse box. They're not all the same, so you do need to double check. Don't just blindly pull the blue 15 amp fuse at the bottom. We can now plug the fuse spur back in. Tricky one-handed. There we go. And that gives you your tether to mount your power cable in, so we can just basically plug that to there. Tuck any excess cabling, bundle it all up and zip tie it to the frame underneath. Tap it, put it behind this little panel here, there's a good storage hole. Before you put your own plate back on, just power it up, make sure your camera works. Moment of truth, turn the ignition on, there's the power light, and jobs are good, and turn off again, off it goes. And that, guys, is how you fit a dash cam to Renault Master van. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments below. Thanks a lot for watching, and bye for now.